Hello, welcome to our part 7 of 500 Physiotherapy MCQ. We have given explanation to each and every question in the description box and detailed explanation inside the Telegram channel. Now let's move to question number 121. The mitral valve of the heart is best heard at option A, space marking the valve. Option B, left second intercostal space. Option C, left fifth intercostal space about mid-clavicle. Option D, mid-sternal area. And the answer is option C, left fifth intercostal space about mid-clavicle. Now let's move to question number 122. Spinal cord extends up to option A, lower border of the T12, option B, lower border of the L1, option C, lower border of the L2, option D, lower border of the L4. And the answer is option B, lower border of the L1. Now let's move to question number 123. True about Colles fracture. Option A, occurs at distal end of the radius about 2 cm from distal articular surface. Option B, fracture also involves radiocarpal joint. Option C, fracture also involves proximal radioulnar joint. Option D, cause ulnar deviation. And the answer is option A, occurs distal end of radius about 2 cm from distal articular surface. Now let's move to question number 124. The test used to determine cruciate ligament instability. Option A, anterior drawers test. Option B, Lachman's test. Option C, pivot shift test. Option D, extension recurvatum test. And the answer is option B, Lachman's test. Now let's move to question number 125. The atrioventricular node is supplied by which of the following artery 90% of the time? Option A, anterior interventricular artery. Option B, left coronary artery. Option C, right coronary artery. Option D, circumflex artery. And the answer is option C, right coronary artery. Now let's move to question number 126. How do arteries differ from the veins? Option A, arteries have larger diameter than veins. Option B, arteries have more elastic tissue than veins. Option C, there is great volume of blood in the arteries than the veins. Option D, arteries have valves but veins do not. And the answer is option B, arteries have more elastic tissue than veins. Now let's move to question number 127. In the peripheral nervous system, which cell form the myelin sheet? Option A, ependymal cells. Option B, Schwann cells. Option C, astrocytes. Option D, oligodendrocytes. And the answer is option B, Schwann cells. Now let's move to question number 128. True about Botandar deformity. Option A, flexion of the proximal interpharyngeal joint and hyperextension of the distal interpharyngeal joint. Option B, may occur in rheumatoid arthritis. Option C, flexion deformity of the proximal interpharyngeal joint occurs due to the tear in the central slip of the extension tendon. Option D, all of the above. And the answer is option D, all of the above. Now let's move to question number 129. Damage to which nerve would result in an inability to adduct and abduct the fingers? Option A, radial. Option B, ulnar. Option C, medial. Option D, musculocutaneous. And the answer is option B, ulnar. Now let's move to question number 130. True about ankylosing spondylitis. Option A, Romanus lesion may be found. Option B, if left untreated, spine fusion may occur. Option C, predeletion of joints of the axial skeleton. Option D, all of the above. And the answer is option D, all of the above. Now let's move to question number 131. The entire cardiovascular system is derived from which of the following? Option A, neural cast cells. Option B, endoderm. Option C, mesoderm. Option D, ectoderm. And the answer is option C, mesoderm. Now let's move to question number 132. For assessing the injury of meniscus of the knee joint, which of the following test is done? Option A, Apley's test. Option B, Tesley's test. Option C, McMurray's test. Option D, all of the above. And the answer is option D, all of the above. Now let's move to question number 133. Shoulder subluxation in hemiplegic is due to option A, spasticity, option B, flaccidity, option D, negative pressure, option D, trauma. And the answer is option B, flaccidity. Now let's move to question number 134. Winging of scapula is most likely caused by which of the following? Option A lesion to the long thoracic nerve. Option B, a lesion to the thoracodorsal nerve. Option C, injury to suprascapular nerve. Option D, damage to dorsal scapular nerve. And the answer is option A lesion to the long thoracic nerve. Now let's move to question number 135. The treatment approach of choice in IVDP at lumbar region will be option A, Cartel bonds, option B, Mulligan's, option C, Cyriax, option D, McKenzie's. And the answer is option D, McKenzie. Now let's move to question number 136. The gel-like nucleus pulposus break through the tire-like wall, annulus fibrosis, but remain within the disc. Option A, disc degeneration. Option B, prolapse. Option C, extudation. Option D, sequestration. And the answer is option C, extudation. Now let's move to question number 137. The score recorded between 8 to 13 in GCS represent option A, mild injury, option B, moderate injury, option C, severe injury, option D, consciousness. And the answer is option B, moderate injury. Now let's move to question number 138. Neonatal jaundice can be treated by option A, red light, option B, blue light, option C, infrared, option D, yellow light. And the answer is option B, blue light. Now let's move to question number 139. Investigation of choice for glass foreign body in the finger. Option A, plain X-ray, option B, USG, option C, CT scan, option D, MRI. And the answer is option A, plain X-ray. Now let's move to question number 140. Late complication of supracondylar fracture is option A, Volkmann's ischemic contracture, option B, cubitus varus, option C, myositis ossificans, option D, all of the above. And the answer is option D, all of the above. So that's all for today. If you have any doubts, please mention in the comment box. I think you have learned something valuable today. See you in the next session. That's part 8. Thank you and bye bye.